Well, I want to say, first of all, it's obvious from looking how wonderful all of you look today. We should have had a dress code here a long time ago. Maggie said I have about a half hour, so I think we're going to have to go from that. And if anyone thinks they're going to actually pull me off the stage, we'll see. We'll see. I work out too. This is a long road we have to travel. So wrote General Dwight David Eisenhower, the Supreme Allied Commander, on August the 27th, 1942. What he was referring to is the enormous effort he thought it would take for the Allies to defeat the Axis. In a letter to his colleague, General Vernon Pritchard, he outlined the attributes that he was looking for but did not always find in his commanders. Quote, "The men that can do things are going to be sought out just as surely as the sun rises in the morning. Fake reputations, habits of glib, clever speech, sputtering performance are going to be discovered and kicked overboard. Solid, sound leadership, ironclad determination to face discouragement, risk, and unflinching work will always characterize the man who has a surefire bang-up fighting unit. Added to this, he must have a darn strong tinge of imagination." Some of you have heard the word darn before, but probably not anywhere but in old movies. "I am constantly astounded," he continued, "by the utter lack of imaginative thinking." I always wonder when I read this what Eisenhower felt when he became president of Columbia after the war and had to deal with university bureaucracies. On one thing, though, General Eisenhower was right. The power of imagination, even if he didn't talk specifically about the power of imagination and the qualities that he discussed in women as well as men. Imagination is one of the finest and rarest human qualities. It helps us do creative work in a variety of realms, the arts, the sciences, the professions, and businesses. Imagination is essential, too, to our development as human beings. As Percy Bysshe Shelley said in The Defense of Poetry, imagination is ultimately a moral faculty because it helps us empathize with others, to put ourselves in their position, to understand their humanity, and in so doing, to enrich our own. It's no secret we have traveled a long road together, as Eisenhower put it. You have played, and I hope will continue to play, a crucial role in this college's development, success, and future. And it is no exaggeration to say that when we leave here, if some of you manage to graduate next month, we're still going to need you. I met many of you 4 years ago at an open house. I met the rest of you either at orientation or soon thereafter. I can say with a degree of certainty that you have proved better in most cases at academics than at bowling, which is pretty good. We've done a lot of difficult things together, and they really have been together. We have created and revised and then revised and then revised a curriculum. We have developed co-curricular activities, even if some of you never came. And we have built a community which you particularly like because you're it. Everything has gone according to plan, hasn't it? There have been no hitches, there have been no glitches, there have been no snafus, as Eisenhower's Allied troops would have put it. Okay, maybe one or two things didn't go exactly as planned. Nevertheless, throughout all of it, you have been exemplary, stoic, good-humored, and you have never complained, never once. Okay, maybe once or twice. I have learned a lot along the way from being with you, and I hope you feel as well the same. Fair and foul are near of kin, Crazy Jane tells the bishop in a Yeats poem, and fair needs foul, I cried. It would be a lot easier in life if the good could exist without the bad and the ups could exist without the downs. It doesn't seem to be that way. So, the road hasn't always been smooth. It hasn't always been easy. But let me tell you very sincerely and from the heart that it has been an honor and privilege for me to take part in your education. And however I have felt at various times in the past 4 years, I wouldn't have traded this for anything. I think my colleagues in the room will tell you the same thing. So why are we gathered here today? Symposia are a staple of academic life. The first, the most famous, and I hate to say, far and away the finest of all symposia was Plato's Symposium, the Socratic dialogue on the nature and purpose of love. According to contemporary standards of political correctness, it was outrageous in every way. Drunken, riotous, erotic, irreverent, and therefore, as you might suspect, a lot of fun. Every successive symposium pales before it. And unlike almost everyone which has come after, Plato's Symposium has not only published, but it is still read and revered. The Greek root of symposium is to drink together. I hear that you have proved it is possible to do that in Alston, no less than in Athens. One of you, Adriana, I won't mention any names, actually asked me whether, I did, another mistake, whether there's going to be an open bar at the symposium today. God knows I thought about it. Before we can eat and drink together, however, it is time to savor the products of your imagination. And so it is my pleasure and honor to introduce the second annual Kilachand Honors College Symposium. Please join me in welcoming and saluting the remarkable class of 2015.